The clock ticks slow, but hearts take flight. We own the secrets of the night. Late night whispers through the air. Her words are fire, beyond compare. We paint the stars with things untold. In her voice, 1,000 stories unfold. The coffee's cold, but we don't mind. Time's slipping fast, it feels online. Her laugh's a spark, her glance a flame. Each moment's new, it's not a game. Late night whispers through the air. Her words are fire, beyond compare. We paint the stars with things untold. In her voice, 1,000 stories unfold. Coffee's cold, but we don't mind. Time slipping fast, it feels online. Her laugh's a spark, her glance a flame. Each moment's new, it's not a game. Late night whispers through the air. Her words are fire, beyond compare. We paint the stars with things untold. In her voice, 1,000 stories unfold.
You going to bed?
Oh, hey everybody.
You mean good night, everybody?
Look,
Coming on here all naked and whatnot.
I'm naked. Look, I got my t-shirt on. Look.
Bedtime ready. T-shirt and some panties on.
No, I got pants on.
T-shirt and some panties on.
I don't have on panties. I have a long look at my legs. See? Get on.
You on the couch? You on the couch like that, lady?
On the bed.
What time is it? 10 o'clock?
It's 10 o'clock.
Hey, it's Saturday night. Oh my gosh.
Everybody, get your wine. Get your wine. Get your wine.
This is dark. This is cool, I guess. The darkness.
You got is it dark over there?
No, I'm just turned. I had to plug in, so I had to go another direction than what I normally do.
Yeah. Hey guys. Hey everybody. So since it's late night, we're gonna have late night conversation.
Well, we were talking about sex.
I didn't say nothing about no sex.
That's late night conversation.
That is not always late night conversation. We could have some real like
What do people do at night? What movies to watch tonight? Is that what we do?
No, we're gonna make it fun. We're gonna do like like those the questionnaire of what would you do, the choices between two things. And well, get to know us.
It might be too bright. To know us, or you gonna talk this time instead of always asking me all my intimates?
Oh, you can ask me questions. I can answer questions. I mean, you never asked me questions, so.
That's true. I think this is going to glare me, and then I don't think is that too dark on my face?
Yeah, I can't see your face. Let me turn the light. Oh, if I turn my light off, y'all won't.
I have bought one of those lights to stand up there and do all that. But then my granddaughter came and took it. She was like, I was looking for one of these for when I be out at the club. I'd be like,
Or was she out the club?
You know, when they be want to take selfies and it's dark. And so
I have one of those I could clamp on my
she
own.
took my thing, so my little light. So it is what it is. And I'm up under the cabinet, so it's kind of dark. But it's cool. It can be dark. Since you late night and you know,
Mm-hmm.
doing a late night loving thing.
You can't do late night.
Late night loving thing.
Hold on a second.
And I'm home alone. This is so weird.
So you didn't have no hot date to go on?
No, I don't have any. This is one guy that I went out with a couple months back. He came over, and I was living at the last place, like for a daytime, like date. He's like 6'6", so super tall.
6'6". Oh my
He's like
God,
6'6".
you like a little midget with that.
Yes, he was like
How tall are
6'6",
you?
and
How are you?
super, super handsome.
How old?
But he lives kind of far. He's in his 30s.
Okay.
No, I don't like him old. But he's in his 30s. Like, I think he's 38. 38, 36. He's around my daughter's age.
Okay.
But
All right, you
yeah.
ready? You ready? Okay, here's the thing. We're gonna have choices, okay? We're gonna do food. Pizza or burgers?
Depends on the mood. Burgers. I do burgers more than I do pizza.
Sweet or salty?
Sweet.
Coffee or tea?
Tea.
Pancake or waffle?
Pancakes.
Ice cream or cake?
Both.
Ice cream or cake? One or the other.
That's two different situations. You should be like donut or cake.
Cake.
But ice cream goes with cake. You can't separate it. I guess cake.
Okay. Beach or mountain?
Beach.
Road trip or flight?
Road trip.
City escape or nature retreat?
A nature retreat. I think that's a little bit more. When you live in a city, that's a getaway.
Okay. Sunrise or sunset?
Sunrise.
Okay. Hot weather or cold weather?
Hot.
Okay.
Not like the cold.
Okay. Here's some relationship ones. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
Love at first sight or slow burn?
Love at first sight.
All right. Deep talks or playful banter?
Deep talks.
Texting all day or long phone calls?
Long phone call. You know, I'm old school.
Okay. All right. PDA or keeping it private?
Keeping it private.
But you already get PDAs already.
I don't like nothing public. I don't, but you know.
Okay, here it goes.
See my page. I don't ever have anything on my page but just me.
Yeah, everybody's saying private. Look at everyone. Everybody say private. Okay.
Private.
All right, ready? All right, here we go. Surprise dates or planned dates? Surprise dates or planned dates?
I gotta have mine planned with that baby, but if I didn't have a baby, I would say a surprise.
Surprise, okay. Cuddling or kissing?
Cuddling.
Staying in or going out?
Staying in right about now. It's dangerous going out.
Romantic gestures or everyday consistency?
Everyday consistency.
All right, ready?
Mhm.
Jealousy shows love or trust is key?
Trust.
Okay. Opposites attract or likes attracts?
Opposites.
Okay. A makeout session or a slow teasing?
Slow teasing. I think it depends on the person. You know, some people got to grow on you, and then some
Okay.
people you'd be like, oh, wow, like you can get it. You know what I'm saying? And you just know offer up, and then some people you'd be like,
You can get it. You can get it. Okay.
maybe after 3 months I might like him more.
All right. Dominant or submissive?
Submissive.
Okay.
I'm a
Quickie,
female.
quickie or all night long?
I prefer quickies now.
Okay. All right. Talking dirty or silent intensity?
I talk dirty.
Okay.
You talking about during?
Ma'am, I just answered the question. We're
Oh,
not going into all
yeah,
that.
I talk dirty. Yeah, I got a foul mouth.
Okay. Spontaneous sex or planned seduction?
Spontaneous.
All
What's the
right.
planet?
All of y'all that's saying both on the chat, we don't do both. We're
You
just
can't
gonna
do both.
one or the other. Stop putting both in there. One or the other. Not both. That's not a part of the answer. It's one or the other. Miss
One of
Richards?
these things just doesn't belong here.
Okay. Lights on or lights off?
Off.
Shower together or bathe together?
Bathe together after we shower. I'm not trying to sit in nobody's dirt. Take a shower first and then, individually, and then we'll get into it together.
Okay, okay.
That's always fun. God, girl, you made me make a phone call. No.
Yeah, did she just say she didn't have anybody to
Everybody got somebody. Don't play.
Oh,
That's
you got
why when
you
you
got
said, "Am I ever lonely?" I was like, "No," because I can always pick up the phone.
so you
You
got
know,
you got a maintenance
can
man then.
always pick up the phone. So what I'm saying, can always pick up the phone.
Oh, you got a maintenance man.
Who don't?
All right, ready? Ready?
Mm-hmm.
Sexting or sending pics?
Sexting. I don't do pics.
Okay.
Gotta get out.
All right. Morning passion or midnight heat?
Night.
Midnight heat.
Nighttime.
Okay. Role play.
That goes along with the dark, because you don't. You know what I'm saying? I hate to be stared at.
Okay. Okay. Role play or reality?
Reality.
All right. Here goes some. We're going back to regular now, right? Loyalty or honesty?
That don't make sense.
Just answer the question.
Because it's like weird.
You want a person to be loyal or you want them just to be honest?
You want them to be both.
Answer the question, one or the
You
other.
want a person to be both. You don't want a person that's a liar, and then you don't want a person that's disloyal who would just
No, it's one or
your
the
cards suck.
No, one or the other.
Honesty.
All right. Quality time or physical touch? Shanika, no, we don't do both. Only one.
That doesn't even make sense, though.
Quality time or physical touch? What's your love language? Quality time or physical touch?
Physical touch, I guess, because I don't like a person all in my face every day.
Okay. Arguments resolved quickly or space to cool off?
I like to resolve quickly.
Okay. Always together or healthy independence?
Healthy independence.
Okay. Forgive easily or hold grudges?
Grudges.
Ooh.
All day.
All right. Shared goals or shared hobbies.
Hobbies.
Emotional intelligence or a sense of humor.
Sense of humor.
Talk it out or write it out.
Write it or ride.
Write. W-R-T-E.
Oh, I'm nasty. Sorry.
Oh, you
I thought like ride it out.
oh, you hear?
Some people go straight to sex, and you know what I'm saying, it's resolved. Like, you
This
know
is
what I'm saying?
no, we're not talking
We're gonna
about.
screw this over, and you know, and then we're gonna forget about it. And that sometimes will resolve it if you know what I'm saying. So yeah.
So no, out of the question that the two choices that I gave you, talk it out or write it out. W-R-I-T-E.
Talk.
Okay. Supportive in silence or vocal encouragement.
I'm vocal.
All right. Fall fast or fall deep.
Neither.
Fall fast. You got to pick one. Fall fast or fall deep.
I'd rather do fast and deep.
Okay. All right. Now we're going to talk about flirty stuff. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Flirty eye contact or playful tease.
Eye contact, I think. Yes. I think eye contact.
Okay. Secret smile or bold wink.
Smile.
Compliments or subtle touches.
Touches. Kind of a hands-on person.
Okay. Texting sweet nothings or sending cute selfies.
The first one. I take bad pictures.
Okay. Inside joke or steamy banter.
Inside joke.
All right. First kiss or first I miss you.
What the hell?
First kiss or first I miss you.
First kiss.
Okay.
Think.
Holding hands or stealing glances.
Stealing glances.
Okay. Whisper in your ears or a kiss on the neck.
The neck.
Play hard to get or wear your heart out loud.
Hard to get.
Unexpected flirt Texas or surprise visit. Don't ain't nobody come to my house. Don't come to my house. Don't come to my house.
Who coming over? Booty call. What?
No, I'm saying the question was I was answering so, oh, y'all want somebody to come to your house? Oh, okay. Wait a minute. Flirty Texas or surprise visit? You ain't coming to my house. Don't come to my house.
From 40 to 30.
Which one for you?
What happened?
You not even paid attention.
I heard the first part, but I thought that was something else. What happened?
No, I said, see, you made me messed up. Okay.
Yeah. Something about showing up at somebody's house.
Yeah, I don't want nobody showing up at my house.
I don't like people showing up either.
All right, you ready? Next one. Ready? All right, you ready? Here comes some moral dilemma. Oh, hold on. Okay, ready? These are going to be red flags. Which one are red flags? Ready? Constantly jealous or emotionally unavailable? Which one?
The first one, constantly jealous.
Okay.
That's what I
Never
do.
apologizes or always plays the victim.
Oh my gosh, both.
Which one?
Both.
Which one are you?
Oh, which one am I?
I'm just gonna say you. Okay.
I'm neither one. I don't play the victim. And I don't apologize because I try not to do anything I need to apologize for.
Okay, which one you accept from a person?
Neither. I don't do either one of those things.
Come
I
on,
mean,
man.
but I would say they're both red flags. If you're trying to say which is a red flag, they're
Which
both a
one?
red
Which one
flag.
you can't handle? Or
Oh
which
my
one you could
gosh.
handle?
Which one is get out my house?
Yeah.
Both. Look, both.
Yeah, I think
Playing
I'll
the victim.
pay.
You said playing the victim or always apologizing?
Yeah.
Playing the victim is worse, I guess.
Okay.
If,
Okay.
at least if they say sorry, they. But I think after so
Wait,
many
wait, wait,
sorries,
wait.
it's bullshit.
Here's a good one. Tell me if this is a red flag for you. Secretive with their phone or bad communicator?
Secretive with their phone.
Too clingy or too distant?
Too clingy is a problem.
Flirt with others or never shows affection?
Their choices suck. Flirts with others would be a red flag because you shouldn't show interest. You could
Okay.
look. Anybody could look because you can look and you can in your head like it, but you better not say shit
Okay.
unless we got that agreement. Now we rolling like that, then okay.
Okay.
I'm
All
gonna
right.
step over here while you do you.
Okay, ready? Love bombs early or take forever to commit.
Early.
Doesn't get along with your friends or doesn't want you to have any.
The
Ooh.
second one. The second one.
Mm-mm-mm. Obsessed with their ex or pretend they never had one. Ooh, child.
Oh, both.
You gotta pick one or the other. Okay, did you hear the rules of this
I be breaking rules, girl. You know me.
time? No, we're not breaking rules. One or the other.
Oh, what was the question?
The question was obsessed with their ex or pretend they never had one.
Those are signs of a psycho. Both of those are.
Could you just say which other one is more of a red flag for you? Please, Sonya. Just answer the
The pretending he doesn't have one would be more so because that would be a whole lie. Obsessed could be not over and trying to get over by trying to date. So that's
oh,
not
but
really,
they keep talking, but
but
they
the
keep
whole
talking.
pretending that I don't have an ex and you got a whole chick somewhere, you know what I'm saying? Then.
No, pretend that they don't have an ex would be fine for me. I don't want to keep hearing you talk about your ex every time you turn around. He's talking about it, talking about it. I don't want to hear about your
You're
ex.
never supposed to talk about your ex.
Well, that's what this person is obsessed about their ex. They keep
Yeah, you never. Oh my gosh.
pretend you
So
don't.
when you date people whose ex have passed, they tend to do that and you kind of got to let them because especially if it's a new death,
Then they don't
you
need to
have
be trying to holler at nobody if it's a new death.
you got to kind of let them because people grieve but and they don't understand that that's still your ex and even though it's not an ex because he died, you get me, so it's a weird breakup. So it's kind of like you got to give them some grace and be like, go ahead, but if they keep talking, because I had a person that kept and I was just like, but what can you say? The person is passed, so you can't be like It's that's like worse than dating somebody that's going through a divorce, I think. Because when you date a person that's going through a divorce, especially a horrific divorce, and you're catching all the baggage of the unfairness of the divorce.
Yeah, you still stuck on this question. Can we move on?
Go ahead, girl. I was elaborating.
All right. Gaslights or gives the silent treatment?
Gaslight. I guess that would be more of an issue.
All right. Says, I'm just being honest, or you're too sensitive.
You're too sensitive.
Stays. wait. Stays friends with the ex or cut all ties.
I'm friends with all my exes.
Cut all ties. Let me. I'm a cut all ties
You
first.
can't cut all ties. You can if you move on and you got somebody, then you should. They say.
What I need to be friends with the ex for?
Well, I try not to have bad breakups, except
I mean, it's not bad breakup. You just don't want to have anything to do with them. For what? What do I need to call you for? What do I need to talk to you for?
I don't know. I talk to except for the baby daddies, I talk to all my exes.
I have no reason to talk to them.
I even hang out with them.
I have no reason to hang out with them. For what?
Mine were cool people. It just didn't work out romantically. So I kept them as friends.
I don't need them as friends.
But I would never tell the next person that that's my ex. I would never say that because that's talking about your ex. But I do. I don't know. I've dated some great friends, and I just wouldn't want to just cut them as a friend just because we didn't work out romantically. Again, that's that whole thing I told you last week about when they cheat, and not all of them cheated, but I just be, I can get past that and be cool with you after the breakup, because you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Yeah.
Can we move on now?
Where, girl?
Love or money?
Love.
Cheating once or for lying forever? Which one?
Lying forever. Which would be the greater problem?
Yeah.
Yeah, lying forever. You can't have a conversation.
Marry young, this is for you, or never married at all.
If the person married young or never married at all, what would be
What would be
came from a different generation where people got married young when I was, my generation did that.
Would you think a person that has a problem if he never been married at all?
No.
By your age?
No.
Okay.
No. Because some guys are really picky.
Would you think that he was gay?
No, because most guys do get married that are gay to hide it for the playoff because they're trying to make everybody think that they're not gay if they're on the low.
That's not true.
If they're out loud with it, then it is.
That is not true.
I feel like that's been the case with my generation.
True, y'all.
Where do you think the whole terminology down low came from?
That's not true, y'all. That is not true.
Well, I feel like that would be more of a red flag, because I think a guy that never got married, and I know a couple, and they were just super picky, and they just went like certain little things. They just said, you know what, never mind. Like arguing, they don't argue. They don't like combativeness. They don't put up with a lot of stuff that relationships go through. And they just be like, you know what, I'm okay, because they're happy with themselves and they're happy within their singleness. And then, okay, so think of this, why I don't think so. If I, like that question we asked 2 weeks ago, I think, if you could delete, how many people in your past would you delete? And I said, I would probably delete all of them, right?
But you the one that just said you talked to your ex. So
I'm
how
talking
you
about sexually. I would have been cool with them. I just would have never touched them. That's what I'm saying. I would have deleted all of them, right?
Mhm.
But go ahead to your next question. Go to your next question. No, it's all good.
Okay, you ready?
Yeah. So what's your hair doing? You got an afro or a curl or braids? What you doing?
Oh, I have nothing but my hair's growing. Want to see how long it is?
Okay, so you just letting it grow out.
Uh-huh.
Invest in some baseball caps. Those are like the best
I
for.
am not putting no baseball cap in my head.
Well, what do you do when you go outside? Just wear the afro?
I wear it curly. Yeah.
Oh, okay, okay.
See, look.
Mm-hmm.
Or I
She
wear
got lamb. So what you gonna do? Just let it grow, grow,
just
grow,
let it
grow.
grow. I put headbands on my head now. Let it just.
Oh my God, I wish you would have told me. I had a bag full of those brand new and I just threw them out. Because
Why?
I used to wear headbands when my hair was this long and I was going through and it was curly and I was going through the growing out stage. So I would wear
Oh
little
my
headbands.
God! I've been looking for a whole bunch of head.
So I went on Amazon and picked up a whole bunch, real cute ones.
Why you threw them away?
I threw them away because they were just sitting in my closet for like 2 years and my hair grew out. And I knew I wasn't gonna wear them because I'm not wearing my hair down no time soon. You know, at all.
You
It's gonna
suck.
stay like this. But it's gonna stay like this. Huh?
How you throw it away? You should say Sylvia.
Girl, no, you know what? I think I took it to the Goodwill because I had a Goodwill run about a week ago. So I
As
think I
long as
took it to
it's
the
good will
Goodwill.
not throw it
But I
out.
know I got rid of them because I'm going through everything. I thought I was moving earlier than what I am. So I started going through stuff and downsizing and everything. So I can,
Okay, you ready? Let's go. Let's go. All right. Open relationship or stay single?
That's a hard one. It kind of feel the same though. It depends on I don't know. It depends on the person or where you in your life.
I'm asking you.
Relationships is like being single, I guess. I think both are like equally good.
All right, ready? Forgive a
Mhm.
cheater or never speak again.
I could forgive a cheater because you know how I am. So
Dating someone with the different beliefs or non-negotiable.
different beliefs because nobody I meet or anybody I can't meet anybody that's like me. So everybody's different.
All right. Private relationship or post everywhere online?
Private.
Online.
Don't post nothing.
Online. Okay. All right. Date someone with kids or hard pass.
No kids.
Okay.
Unless they're grown. Ooh,
One big
sometimes
love or multiple soulmates.
multiple soulmates. What? I think one big well, if they're fun and funny and then that maybe one, but I don't know. You got one life, man. Live it. Explore.
Okay, ready?
Mhm.
Lie to protect someone or tell the harsh truth.
Depends on the person and the situation.
Okay.
Because what if it's your kid? Or is
We're
relationship only
nothing to
questions?
do with kids. This is relationship. This has nothing to do with kids, ma'am.
I thought it was like a life thing, but
Stop,
okay.
stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop
Hard
it.
truth. I mean, hard truth. Because relationship wise, I wouldn't lie for nobody. I feel like people shouldn't move where they need to lie about something. Just be honest. Move like you're supposed to.
All right. Save a loved one or save 5 strangers.
This is a love interest, right?
Oh my God. Lord have mercy. Just answer the question, lady.
Save a loved one.
Okay. Forgive someone who betray you or cut them off forever. Cut them off. All right. Take the blame to protect a friend or let them face the consequences.
B.
Let them face the consequences. Oh, Lord have mercy.
Again, move like you're supposed to and you won't have them problems.
All right. But cheat and never get caught, or stay loyal but always be the suspect.
What are they saying?
Let's see what the people in the
What
chat.
are they saying?
Somebody says stay loyal and always be suspect. I can't even say the word. Suspected. They say stay loyal, stay loyal. Everybody say stay loyal. Okay. What's your answer?
I don't have one for that one.
All right, next one. Know a painful truth or live in the bliss of ignorance. Give me the painful truth. Give me the painful truth. All right, let me just deal with that.
A.
Because let me tell you, okay, the lady that recently died 2 years ago, where her husband was cheating and he had AIDS and he never told her. And she ended up getting it and she ended up dying. He never told her he had it.
She died before he did, or he's still here, period?
He's still here.
Why did he keep having sex with her? He could have left her and made up a reason why I want to be with you. He didn't have to say. If he didn't want to say that, once he knew he had AIDS, he should have bounced. If he couldn't tell the truth, still don't just. Oh, that's worse. That's worse.
He's in jail right now.
What was he on the down low? Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, come on. If he didn't tell her, he had to be on the down low. Because if he got it from a needle at a doctor's office,
down low. I don't know.
If he got it the right way, he would have told her. If he got it the wrong way, that's why he didn't tell her.
Down low, down low. Okay, ready? Help someone who hurt you or walk away.
Walk away. This is so good. Walk away.
What you eating? Grape?
String beans with potatoes, diced potatoes. And then I'm putting in the oven real quick some barbecue pulled chicken.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Because I didn't eat today. Remember I told you I can't eat during the day. I gotta eat when I come home.
Yeah. All right, ready? Steal to feed a starving child or let them go hungry. I'm a steal to feed my starving child.
Right. A.
Yeah. Y'all get that one, y'all? Steal to feed a starving child or let them go hungry. I'm a steal. Okay, y'all call me a crook if y'all want to. I'm a steal to feed my starving child. Sure am. Sure am. I'm gonna put something in my pocket for that child to eat. Or feed the child while I'm in the store, walking through the store. I know I'm terrible, right? I'm terrible, but I probably will. We'll be right in that cart and I'll be putting that food in their mouth. Go to the chicken aisle, cooked meal aisle. By the time we get out, no, I'm serious. We go going through that food aisle, the aisle where they have like cooked food, and taking while I'm in the store. I won't leave the store till they finish eating it up. Then I'll leave. Oh, okay, ready? Be morally right but hated, or do wrong and be loved?
Morally right.
Morally right and be hated. Okay.
Yeah.
And look, CMT says, shoot, my kids eat the grapes at all the time. But you know what? That I used to taste grapes in the store. I stopped because I see how people drop grapes and stuff in the store on the ground. I was like, nah, I don't want that.
Did you say eating off the floor?
That's eating up the floor because I'm saying, you know how many people be dropping grapes the fruits on the ground and stuff, and they pick it up and put it back up. Oh no, that's why I have to wash my fruits and stuff.
That's gross.
She said that's why they have good immune system. LOL.
That's why they have what?
Good immune system.
Immune system, right?
Okay, y'all ready?
Yeah.
Speak up against injustice or risk backlash or stay silent to protect yourself. Oh no, I'm gonna speak up about
I
injustice.
speak up. Yeah, you know my mouth.
Yep. She said a little dirt won't hurt.
On the floor.
Mm-hmm. She said a little dirt won't hurt. Oh Lord have mercy.
Just dust it off.
Okay, you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Betrayed by someone. No, betray someone when you love, or be betrayed by them. You betray them or they betrayed you. Which one?
What? Betray somebody.
Mm-hmm. Betray someone you love or they betray you.
He moved. Oh. Betray somebody you love. And what was the second part?
Or betrayed by them.
I prefer the first one, I think.
Okay. Live with a terrible secret or confess and destroy everything. Oh, hell no. I'll live with the secret.
Depends.
You want to destroy everything?
Sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes.
I'm going to live with this terrible secret. It might hurt them. What you laughing at?
I just spoke on my friend today that he's a retired fireman out of New Jersey, and he was relocating to Florida. And he just texted me and gave me his new address. Like, I'm here. Like, oh, you're there.
Okay, y'all hear her, y'all. Y'all hear her. All right. Okay, ready? Sacrifice your happiness for someone else's or put yourself first forever.
Sacrifice for somebody or what?
Or put yourself first. I'm going to put myself first now.
I said I was going to put myself first. I said that today.
Yep, I'm putting myself first. I'm tired.
Because it ain't a guarantee people going to give you that same energy. I know
Yep.
that's right. You out of Jersey. Man, that cold. No more winter. Shit.
All right. First, put myself first forever. Kill one innocent person. Oh, wait a minute. Hold up. Kill one innocent person to save 100 or refuse and let them die. Oh my God. Kill
So
one.
it's either let 100 people die or you got to kill that one person.
Kill that one person and okay. Kill one innocent person to save 100. Kill that one innocent person to save 100, or let them die.
So is it 100 bad people?
But it's a one kill one innocent person to save 100 or refuse and let them die. Depends if that one who that one innocent person is.
Well, it depends on that 100.
If that one innocent person is your child.
Oh, I ain't killing my kids.
So you're gonna let the 100 die.
Hell yeah, bye. I ain't killing my kids. I'm killing for my kids, but I ain't killing my kids.
So glad said she ain't saying nothing.
That's the one thing I tell my son over and over. Don't ever go to jail for no one but your children. Don't go to jail over no girl, no breakup, no car, no robbery. Don't go to jail over anything but your children. And it's got to be something serious.
Okay. Be remembered as a villain or forgotten completely. Oh no, forgotten completely. Forget about me then. I don't want to be remembered as a villain.
But you are the villain. You turned your back on YouTube.
You know what? You're terrible.
Turned your back on Black YouTube. You are the
Okay.
villain. You are the villain.
Okay, I'll be the villain then. Okay, know how to, know how you died or when you die. Oh, I don't want to know how I died. Just let me die.
No, but do you want to know when you're gonna die? Or do you want to know how you're gonna die?
I don't care to know about that.
I want to know when.
I don't care to know about when I'm gonna
I don't
die.
want to know how, because I might not be able to take that. But when is cool.
I don't
I'm
want
okay with when. Because if it was tomorrow, okay, whatever. I'm okay with when. You just gotta live. You just gotta live it up and be like, all right, I got a week. Let's do it. Rob some
have it
banks,
up.
whatever. Party.
You said rob some banks? You said rob some banks?
I'll be dead on Tuesday, so let me go ahead and do what I need to do. I'm going down in history. I want to be in the papers one more time. Let's go.
Look, those that commit suicide know when they're gonna die because they go ahead and do the stuff.
Because they do it. But yeah, but if I know when I think the way I am, if I know when I'm going to die, it's gonna be a party.
It's gonna be a party. Okay.
Yeah. So I would rather know when. So I know how I need to live my life. I definitely don't want to know when. I mean how. I don't want to know how. I don't really care how, but when is cool.
All right, ready?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Sacrifice. Okay, no, that's not. We did that one already.
Mm-hmm.
Lose your mind or lose everyone you love. Ouch.
When you say lose, you mean just they're not in your life no more, or they're dead?
I don't know. Just answer the question.
That matters, because if I want to lose my mind, but everybody's cool, that's fine. But I don't want to lose my mind if ain't nobody dying, and I'm out here with my mind gone. You lose your mind. You know, people be walking around talking to themselves, homeless, with smelling like piss. That's losing your mind. Do you want to be in that state? and you just lost contact with your loved ones? They still living? I'm like, which is it? Are you losing them, dead losing them, or just losing them out your life? Because the mind is a terrible thing to waste or to destroy.
Oh my God.
Lord, I don't want to be that person on the street smelling like piss talking to myself. Fight in the air. Man, I saw Sonya. Oh my God, she must have had a bad high or something. She done fried her brain. She was down. She was in Midtown, smelling like pee, talking to herself, fighting the air. What?
Y'all ready? Okay, here we go. Live forever alone or die young surrounded by love.
Forever. Forever.
All right. Watch a loved one suffer or take their place and endure it yourself.
Only for my kids. Have you ever had peach cobbler cheesecake?
No.
At that restaurant I went to today called the Beverly over there in Glenwood,
Hmm.
they have this dessert that is a peach cobbler cheesecake. And it is so, and I'm not even a big fan of peach cobbler. It was just, I just had to pick one of the three desserts. And I was like, you know, and that was so good.
Wow.
Yes, it was so good. It was one of those things you would go back to the restaurant just for the dessert. The dessert is so good. Yeah, and I'm a big dessert person, but that one I've never had that. And it's a peach cobbler cheesecake.
Next one. Be feared and powerful or weak but deeply loved.
Weak and deeply loved. What was the first part?
Be feared and powerful.
I want that one.
Oh, okay. Okay,
I want
ready?
that one.
Know the purpose of life or create your own meaning.
I think I do number two.
Okay. Be truly self aware or blissfully unaware forever.
Number one. I don't like to be in the dark, even if it's bad news.
Find out nothing matter or everything does, but you're powerless.
Hey,
Live the same day forever or skip randomly through time.
ooh,
That's like a movie I watched. They kept repeating that same day every day.
oh, the Groundhog Day with
No,
Bill Murray.
that wasn't that one. I was talking about the one with what's her name?
That chick who kept going to sleep and waking up.
Yeah,
It
and
was like two different movies. It was Groundhog Day, and it was the one with that girl who kept going to
that
sleep and
girl,
waking up.
the one that was with Adam Sandler. What's her name? Oh, what's her name? She was a young actress, and she has a show.
Oh! I know you're talking about. You're talking about
Claire,
You're talking
uh,
about the blonde chick.
Drew,
She did Charlie's Angels. Drew
Drew
Barrymore.
Barrymore. Yeah, Drew
Drew
Barrymore.
Barrymore. That was called 50 Dates. 51st Dates.
51st
That's the
Date.
one. And she
Yeah.
woke up every morning and it was because she had no memory.
Yep.
Yeah, 51st Dates.
Okay. Be free but completely alone or loved by constantly controlled. Hell to the no. Let me be free.
Let me be free.
Free. I wanna be free. No
What if it's
longer.
a good what if it's a nice person that's controlling you? And he's not controlling you to do or be it's not a screwy control. It's
Control. Hell to the no.
because a person can control you like we
I
control
don't
our
want nobody
children. That's not
controlling me.
necessarily negative.
I don't want nobody controlling me as an adult. No, 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 no. I don't control my adult children. No,
But you are controlled as an adult.
I'm not. All right.
Call laws.
Know what happened after death or never know and wonder forever.
Know what happened after death or what?
Or never know and wonder forever.
The first one. I hate a mystery.
Sylvia, like me, and me. I ain't listening to nobody. She said wonder. Everybody said wonder. Okay, next one. Be immortal and watch everyone die, or live once and forget everything. Be immortal and watch everyone die. I don't want to watch everybody die.
Well, that means because you're living forever, everybody in your life is gonna die over time.
I'm
They're not
not.
gonna die at like right then and there, but it's gonna be over
I
time. You're
do
gonna
not
outlive
want-
everybody. Do
I
you want to
don't
outlive
want-
everybody?
I don't want to outlive nobody.
I don't know.
No, I
No,
don't
I
want.
mean, if the world could change, then yeah, but the world sucks. Who want to
But
be here
then, I
forever?
don't be 100 years old and can't walk, can't do nothing. No, 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 thank you.
No, but if you're immortal, you stay the same age like a vampire. You don't age. You would stay in that
I
moment.
don't want to be a vampire.
No, like you
She
wouldn't
said,
be a vampire, but you would live like a
Lord,
vampire. How they're here forever
she said,
in
Lord,
that
this
same.
turning quickly. She said, Lord,
They'll be in that same. You'll be in that same state as a vampire.
she said, Lord, this is turning quickly.
What happened?
She said, Lord, this turning quickly because we're getting into this deep and we're like, all right, okay, ready? Discover you're a, huh? I don't understand this one.
I'll get my nails done tomorrow. Oh, baby.
What?
I can get my nails done tomorrow. No baby, no baby.
Let me see your nails. What's wrong with your nails?
Huh?
What's wrong with your nails?
It's time.
Plant Lady said we need adult questions. These are boring now. These are
There you
getting-
go. Well, why don't you have them give you questions?
Go back to the dirty question. Hold on. Let me go get the dirty questions.
You know?
Hold on. Oh, God. All right, Sonya, talk to the people.
I'm not on things, so I can't see the chat. You told me
Just-
I stopped
just
reading and answering questions, so I just stay off of it.
Just talk to the people.
I be doing stuff I ain't got no bit. What am I talk about? How do I know? Like, okay, so
Just-
today was a good day.
Just stop rambling.
Rant. Want me to rant?
Yeah.
You don't want me to talk. You know what I'm saying?
You're free to talk about anything.
Ooh.
Hold on, I'm gonna get my questions. My little box of questions. Rant. Go
I
ahead.
want to rant about that thing I sent you about that arrest that happened March 14th. That's what I want to rant about.
I don't want to rant.
You probably didn't even look at it.
I sure didn't.
Why not? It was very short.
Oh, ma'am.
Hmm.
Talk to the people. Gary, go in the other room.
My God. So let me think of a question.
Talk to the people.
One night stand or 6 months of a rocky and a good relationship. So a little good, a little bad, or a one night stand, or a wonderful one night stand. Let's say that. Like, and I can't see your answers. I'm not on. There's a good question. Yeah, I'm saying. Have you ever had a one night stand go right? Have you ever had a one night stand turn into a relationship? I ended up marrying my one night stand. I mean, it wasn't a one night stand, but it was a meet on a Wednesday, went out on a Thursday to a concert, ended up overnighting it, and then getting engaged shortly after.
You talking to the people?
Completely unexpected. Yeah, I gave a question, but I can't see the response. But I would say a one night stand or a good and a bad rocky 6 months, because that's 6 months out your life as opposed to that one night out your life. So would you rather have that one night stand that was just stuck in your head forever, or 6 months of a situation that started off good and then ended kind of crazy?
Somebody said the same person.
The same person.
Yeah, somebody said same person.
So that's the 6 months. No, but the one night stand, I mean, you're gonna keep multiply having like a whole bunch of sex. That's not, no. You could just be out here not doing anything, but you just happen to come across a situation that puts you in a one night stand.
Okay, yeah, you ready? These are if you ever have done any. Tell me if you have done.
That's a telltale. That's that what?
Okay, look. Okay. Have any of you guys
Trying to
stolen?
expose people.
Look, have anybody stolen a condom from your mom or your dad?
No,
Yes or no?
never knew. My parents didn't have condoms, to my knowledge.
No. Okay. Next question. Drawn blood while having sex.
What kind of? Where you get that?
That means y'all might have had
What
rough sex.
online store did you get those questions from?
If you look, might have been having sex and then you had y'all were doing it so hard and somebody started bleeding.
Oh,
Could have been your hymen broken or whatever.
that has happened. That has happened.
Have you ever said the wrong thing during sex?
No.
Have you ever shown up at the wrong airport or wrong flight?
Yes.
Have you ever slept with someone my friend was interested in?
No.
Have you ever been in a flash mob?
What? No. Girl, no.
Have you ever stuck your hand in a toilet bowl to retrieve something?
No.
Stop telling lies, y'all. Y'all lying.
I keep my toilet bowl down.
Your phone never dropped in your toilet. You had to go out and pick it up.
Never keep it in the back pocket. That's the key. Never keep your phone in your back pocket. It'll never drop in the toilet.
Have you ever drank too much at the airport bar, passed out at the gate, and missed your flight?
Oh, I know somebody that did that. But no.
Have you ever given alcohol to a minor?
Yes.
Oh, we here confessing here.
Well, yes. I had a slushie. It was hot in Vegas. She was thirsty. Sip this. She ended up getting a little tipsy. I was like,
Have you ever thought about the name of your future children before you had them?
yeah. My daughter.
Okay. Have you ever had sex in a graveyard?
Ew. No. What kind of hippie questions you got? Drawing blood. Okay. Sex in the graveyard.
Have you ever? This is disgusting. Have you ever had toilet water splash in your face while plunging?
No. That is gross. Ew.
It's right here.
But that would be the same thing as if you go to the bathroom and then you don't flush on that first. Because if you keep going to the bathroom, sometimes it splatters back on you when you're dropping. Same thing. So you got to keep flushing, not just for the smell, but you don't want that backsplash back on your butt.
It's on your butt, right? Does it splash on your butt?
Yeah, but your ass is a big area, and sometimes you might miss the area on which it splashed on. So you don't even want that. So you would rather the water be clean every time something's dropping in it.
So you flush it while it's dropping.
You flush it. No, you flush it, and then it's clean. And if it drops in the water, it's clean water.
Let me
The
tell
first time you go,
you, you know
it's
some
usually urine and poo. This is gross, right? But if you flush that, if your poo hits the water, it's just water because the poo just hit it. But if the poo's been sitting in it, then yes.
Yeah, but if you go flush a toilet in those nasty public bathroom, you're gonna splash all that germs back on your booty.
They said that the ice machines are dirtier than the public toilets.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yes, that's why don't get ice. Don't get ice unless it's Chick-fil-A. Because they be on on their team members. But yeah, do not. They said most 90% of all toilets are cleaner than ice machines. So it's safer to drink toilet water from a public restroom because they clean them more. Unless you go into one of them just nasty, Publix has, very clean bathrooms.
Okay, can we move on from the bathroom?
Yeah, we're gross with that one, but yeah, go ahead.
Have you ever tried to light your fart?
Girl, where you get them cards from? Spencer's?
No.
Questions sound like some crap from Spencer's. Go ahead, Riri.
Have you ever had sex with your boss?
No.
Anybody in the chat have sex with their boss?
Mm-mm. No. Well, my boyfriend hired me, so that would be yeah. But he was my boyfriend first before he was my boss, so it wasn't like, you get me.
She had sex with her boss, y'all.
So yeah, I did. But and you know what's funny? When we met, I was his boss. When we met, I was his boss. And then some years passed and we ended up dating when we were managing separate clubs. He had a club and I had a club. And we were just still cool friends. And then we ended up dating. And then some years had passed and then I ended up working for him. So
have you ever spiked punch?
No.
You never spike any punch?
No, I don't really do liquor.
Me neither. Have you ever slept at the office?
Heck yeah.
Me too. I have.
As soon as my boss used to go to court, I'd be like, all right, call me when you get back.
MAGA gear.
Yeah, I have a Trump shirt. I have 2 Trump t-shirts. They don't say MAGA on it. It's just Trump.
Have you had a nickname for your special parts?
No. Ew.
Maybe a private part of
For your private parts, you said?
special parts nickname.
No. I'm very graphic at the mouth. You know that. Listening to the phone calls, y'all know my mouth is just.
Have you ever hired a private investigator?
Yeah. Sure have recently.
Had anything pierced below your neck?
No.
Anybody has piercing below their neck?
That's painful.
Have you ever participated in the hot pepper challenge?
No. What about you? You're not answering any of these questions. You could be saying yes, no.
Okay.
It ain't just right. It ain't just about us.
I've been a center of rumors. Yes, I've been a center of bad rumors. Yes.
Yes.
Okay, left a friend at a party to go hook up. Hell to the no. Never left a friend at a party to go hook up with anybody.
I go out by myself.
I've never hooked up with anybody. Never left a friend to go hook up. Falling off the boat? No, I've never. Yes, I did. I fell off the whitewater rafting boat.
Were you supposed to? Was that part of the ride or no?
No.
I know some rides be having you can fall out.
We flipped because it went over a rock, and all of us in the boat flipped over.
Too much booty.
Oh my God, this is a disgusting one. Made someone else sniff my finger after putting it somewhere bad. Hell no, that is disgusting.
You must have got that from Spencer's.
I did not get these cards from Spencer.
I mean, I can't see no other store selling that crap but Spencer's. Or Hot Topic.
Dated someone 15 years younger or older than myself.
Younger.
No, never. Not 15.
16 years and 23 years younger than me.
What? Sonya.
Yeah.
Really?
My last, was 23 years younger than me. Just turned 33. Look, he just turned 33. And then the one I dated, he was 21. I was 36 or 38. I think I was 36. I was 36. He was 21.
9. And I thought that was terrible. 9 was the oldest I've been to somebody.
But you know what?
Oh, no,
Men do it. Men do it all the time.
Wait, I did date somebody I was 15 years younger than him. Yeah, I did.
I never dated that old. I never was interested in old people.
You just old.
I always dated my age, and then when I got 32, I started dating younger and younger. Because I always just attracted younger people. That's what it was. But yeah. Yeah, my ex is younger than my daughter.
Stolen someone's holiday decoration off their lawn.
No.
This is crazy. All right. Have you ever cleaned up my siblings' puke? No.
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 Now my child, yes, but not no sibling.
Yeah, baby and kid, yeah, but not a grown person. Although I think my siblings did.
Have you ever got caught masturbating?
Never did that.
Have you ever faked an orgasm?
Hell yeah. I think everybody has, because when they're doing it wrong, you just want them to get off you. You just, this ain't gonna happen, and you need to get off me, and I don't want you sweating on me and you messing my hair up. Okay, we're good. For real. You just be like,
yeah, oh.
Yes, because you was sweating all in my hair. Oh, I used to hate that.
Yes. And you be like, get off of me.
Just get off of me. You know what I'm saying? Like, it don't matter. Oh.
Get the heck off of me, dude. Okay.
Communication. That's why you got to tell a person before you even have sex with them how you like it.
Have you ever put a bachelorette or bachelor party on your credit card and never got it paid back?
No.
No, I never did that.
See, that's Spencer's. That's some kooky ass questions.
This is disgusting. Have you ever had to retrieve something out of SHIT? No. If it's in that doodle, I ain't touching it. I'm not. You can keep it in there and let it go.
It's gonna end up in the trash. You get some tongs or whatever.
Have you ever hosted a party and had someone vomit on your furniture?
No.
No.
Have
you ever made a fool out of yourself at a work holiday party?
No.
Have you ever cheated in golf? I have.
Have you ever cheated what? Have you
In
ever
golf.
cheated
Playing
at
golf?
No.
I sure did. When they weren't
Girls.
looking, I hurry up and put the ball down the thing.
Spencer's. That's where you got them questions from.
No,
Spencer's.
not Spencer's. No.
Girl, go cheated at golf.
Have you ever drunkenly eat your roommate's food?
Spencer.
Have you ever twerked in public? I have. I don't know how to do it, but I did.
Never.
That is not Spencer's, man. I've never been to Spencer's.
That question's not. But
I've
everything else.
I've never been to Spencer's, so that's why I know.
Really?
Have you ever purchased an adult pay-per-view movie on a business trip and tried to expense it?
No.
Have you ever lit the wrong end of a cigarette? I know a lot of drunk people have done that.
No.
Man, you be making too much noise. Let me mute you.
Huh?
You're making too much noise. I'm gonna mute you behind.
Oh yeah, I'm done. I had to look for silverware.
Okay. Had you ever had sex with someone whose name you couldn't remember? Ooh.
Heck yeah.
Anybody? Have you ever had sex with someone named?
Not at the time of sex, but later in life, yes. I don't remember the person's name.
Oh, have you ever imagined another person naked?
Have you ever what? Fantasized about somebody naked?
Yeah.
Hmm?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Have you ever played with someone else's sex toy?
No. BYOB?
Have you ever had a fling during a business trip?
No.
Have you ever had a fling during a business trip, people? Okay, now this one, I know all you ladies gonna say yes on this one. Have you ever binged on Netflix for an entire weekend and did not leave the house once?
Yep.
Yeah, never binge on any kind of movie or.
I have. I watched Selling Sunset for a whole weekend. That was good. Selling Sunset.
Serena, you never? Plain lady,
Never,
you
never.
never for real? Y'all never got hooked on it, not even Lifetime, and did a binge a whole weekend?
Lifetime. Who watches Lifetime?
No, I'm just saying, Lifetime was the thing back in the days. No, for real? Okay. Have anybody ever hooked up with a politician?
No.
No, you never hooked up with a politician?
No. Not a politician.
Okay. Have you ever been hammered at a movie theater? No.
I've never been drunk. So good.
Have you ever gambled your rent or your mortgage money?
No.
Has anybody gambled their rent or mortgage money? Have you ever had sex on the first date?
Yeah.
Not me.
Not you?
Never.
Never?
Never.
It depends on the person.
I've never, ever.
But I've always been able to gauge it right. I've never had sex with somebody too early and they just not dealing with me. Oh my God, I got this story. I can't say it though, but
Say it. Say it. Say it. Say it. Let's get some secrets. Secrets.
no, because that person may still be around. I don't know why I'd be like, oh, she talking about sex. Okay, so no, I
Oh,
can't.
they don't know. Just don't tell the name.
I ain't gotta say the name. I don't know. It was this guy. This is one of my. This was the only time I ever had a one night stand, but it really wasn't a one night stand. But it started off as a one night stand. This is this guy. They were from out of town, and they came in town, and they were like the talk of the town. We used to always go to this spot and hang out. And I started going out by myself because I was always ready to go before other people. So I was like, I'm just gonna start going out by myself because I know everybody once I get there. You know.
Mm.
He had this nice presidential Rolex.
You stole it.
This is before gold digging. This was back in this was
You
19.
stole it. You stole it.
No, he didn't. Listen, this was 19.
I said you stole it.
No.
Oh,
I never robbed nobody.
okay.
This was 19. My daughter was 4. No. Yes, this was after I got shot. This was 92. This was after I got shot. It was 1992. So for some reason we were closing the joint down. Like it was just me and him. And we was cool. We knew each other, but we was just high and buying. That was mainly the thing. But I used to have a crush on him because he was one of them sexy chocolate ass dudes. They just had who was just that dude. And you just look at him and be like, oh, he would never talk to me type shit. But I didn't think he would talk to me because, I was always just silly and just, hey, the little class clown at the club type. He was like,
Okay. Tell us the
what's
story.
up? What you doing after this? That question. I was like, I'm about to go home. Me and my doofus butt, not thinking. And he was like, all right, I'm going to come with you. And I was like, what?
Uh-oh.
He was like, yeah, I'm going to come with you. And I was like, why? He was like, you know why? And I was like, no, I really don't know why. I knew, but I was trying to play stupid as long as I could.
You wanted to lay the pipe.
Huh?
You wanted to lay the pipe.
Right. But I was like not prepared to get that energy from him because I was crushing on him, but I was just like he's just way out of my league type dude, right? You know what I'm saying? Because he was actually a Crip or a Blood, one of them type dudes. And
Crip or Blood?
Yeah, he was one of them, right? And like I said, he was just one of them type of dudes, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he was cool people, but you still had that. You don't want to get caught up in that type of situation type, because when people come looking for people, they don't be like, okay, move. I just want to get him, So you got to just be like very leery of who you deal with. And that was my mentality. But I still was crushing him because he was just so. Anyway.
He was fine.
Girl, he was. Yes. Body, dress, had that swag. You know what I'm saying? Well put together. Had that conversation. He talked like an educated dude. He didn't talk like the street dude that he was.
He smelled
He
good.
was just. He was everything. He was the wish list. Okay.
Didn't smell good.
Everything. He was the wish list. Like there was nothing wrong with this dude. Literally, other than he didn't have a job. He had a dangerous occupation. That was the only thing that was wrong with him.
Oh, he was a drug dealer?
Yeah.
Oh, Lord.
I think he was a killer. Anyway.
Oh, what?
Yeah. Right. But anyway, that's why you be kind of hesitant. You don't want to get caught up in people's shit. Right? After I got shot, I got kind of started getting a little bit more wiser and wiser to street situations because I was kind of naive. Because my parents, went to work and, we was very sheltered. So as I dated in my 20s, and I always dated street dudes and the wrong dudes. That's why parents is important to be in your children's life in their 20s. And you know, it was just a lot. My 20s was a lot. But anyway, he was like, "What's up?" And I was like,
You
"Oh
laugh,
my God, okay."
Lord.
But I ain't had no furniture in my house. I had just moved there. I had just moved into my place. So I was kind of like, oh, like he might have seen my place. It was clean, but it just was no furniture.
What you do, Ted? Do it on the floor?
Let me tell you, I had a bedroom set, but the living, I ain't had no living room, no dinette, none of that stuff. He came over. He spent the night. He woke up and put $1,000 on the table and was like, "You need to go buy you some furniture." I was like, that was a good decision. And
Lady, night. To me, you got paid for doing the
no,
thing.
listen,
What?
we ended up kicking it for like 6 months. So it was like a one night stand turned into a situation. He paid my rent, furnished my house, paid my car note,
For 6 months?
the whole duration that we was talking. But the thing of it was, he kept going back to wherever he was from, and I ain't gonna say. But and so he went back home, and then it faded. But I wasn't all in, like I wasn't emotionally attached to him. I never did. I never got emotionally attached to him because I knew what it was. He drove either a BMW or a Mercedes or one of those, and he just diamonds, just, and then he had that swag. So I just knew, chick's gonna be after this dude, because and he was paid. He was a sweetheart. He was a sweetheart, but I didn't let myself fall for him.
So you
But
don't want
it was a fun run though, huh?
him? You don't want him?
I never let myself want him,
Oh.
even though you stereotype people to think that they're so this that they would never look at you like that. And I think that's what I did, because I didn't even think he really noticed me. I mean, that happened to me like a couple times where guys would just be talking to me, and I'd be like, who are you talking to? Because I was always the smallest person in the club. Nobody was as small as me, So I'm thinking these dudes about to talk to the most, womanly woman with the big fat booty and the big, what I'm saying? And I was always like the clown. I always kick in. I'm always kicking it with the dudes. But I'm just being myself. I'm not, the girl with the heels being all, hey, prissy and all that type of stuff. I was just cool, you know.
You like one of the fellas?
But I was girly still, but I wasn't overly girly, but I wasn't like, it wasn't like, do she like, it was, they knew I liked boys type shit. But I always had a little tomboy in me, always, because how my dad raised me. But I just would never, I always carry, I just never put my mind in it, that, what, me? You talking to me? And so, yeah, but no, that was my one night stand, but it turned into a 6-month situation. It was quite
Why you say situation, not relationship?
because it was never a relationship. It was never a relationship. We never had a conversation that you're my girl and I'm your boy type shit.
It could be
No, that's a conversation. You don't assume. I don't assume that type of situation. If we don't talk about it and say this is what we're doing, then we just messing around. That's just what it is. That's an understanding. When someone says we're in an exclusive relationship and this is how it is and this is what I like and that's fine. But if you just happen to be screwing somebody, and you can screw them every day, does not mean that's your man. That just means it's a situation until you have that conversation. You can't assume somebody. I wish somebody would think if I screw them all the time, I'm their girlfriend. That's a conversation. Don't assume I want to be your girlfriend.
Yeah, but you don't want to keep screwing all these different people and all that kind of mess.
You don't have to screw different people. You cannot have sex for years, you know, and just fall back on one person. You don't have to necessarily. I think a little bit different though. You know how I mean. You know how I think. You don't have to be in a relationship to have sex. Some people believe that they should, and that's fine. Everybody should do what they want to do. It's your life. You should look back and be happy on how you lived it, you know? So I think everybody should just live accordingly. But long as everybody's honest and there's no secrets and nobody's sneaking around, that's when problems come about, you know? When somebody pop up and be like, you know, that's my man. And you be like, what? That's when problems come up. But if you're just, let's just have fun, bet. Let's just have fun. Relationships ain't for everybody.
Yeah, but you would want somebody that you hoping that they're not screwing everybody out there, giving yourself to
Girl,
them.
it depends on the person's sexual drive. It doesn't matter if a man has a high sexual drive and the person he's with does not, he's screwing. He's screwing. May not be you because you don't like to, he's screwing. He's not sitting around with blue balls and,
No,
and you keep telling him no.
I'm talking about putting yourself out there, having sex with this person, and don't have some sort of a agreement in a relationship. You're just doing it just to do it. It doesn't. I don't know.
It's called being an adult. It's just an understanding.
Yeah,
When
there's too much diseases out there.
you can get a disease from your husband. A lot of women do. So all that don't really matter. You can't, that's just a title, you know? And if you like titles and think your situation is this because you got that title, you're delusional. Because
No, I'm
a lot
tired.
of men be in those relationships and be moving like they single, or a lot of men don't like to be alone, so they lock down the relationship, but they move like they single because they need that stability of the situation, but they don't want to be in a monogamous situation. You talk to a lot of men and just have them give you how they really move, you would really see how men really, really move. Instead
Not
of,
all
this is
men.
the thing, not all men. The thing of it is, a lot of women think men think like them, and they don't. Men think completely opposite of women, completely opposite. They move completely opposite. It's like they're a whole nother species, you know, like they say men are from Mars, women are from such and such, and it's true. But what women do tend to do is think that a man should think like them and move like them, and this is, you know, and they don't. Men move completely opposite of how women move and think. And in order for it to work, you have to understand. He got to understand how you move, and you got to understand how he move, and stop trying to make one person act like the other, because a man would never act like a woman or think like a woman. They're not chemically made up like a woman, so they
Yeah,
can't.
but as human nature, a lot of them do have the same wants and the needs of like a woman.
Listen,
I have.
animals in the wild are how humans are supposed to act. But society put this and that on people and tell people you need to move like this, and this is not right, and this is not this, and then the mind goes to, okay, this is what we're supposed to do. But if you see how animals act in the wild, that's exactly how humans are supposed to act.
No, we're not. Stop it.
Yes, they do. I'm talking about as far as mates and all that type of stuff, not killing, and they're all created. Living things are
Mm-mm,
created.
mm-mm,
Very similar. Very similar.
mm-mm. We are not like animals in the wild.
We're not, but we're supposed to be. more similar to them than what we are. If you go back to the caveman days and before all of this, all these standards got thrown on the people, they move differently. Relationships, humans, they move differently. I just think if you're honest and this is what you want to do, do it. If that person's okay with it, then they should do it. There's no wrong way until you start lying and hurting people because you're misleading them. That's when it's a problem. But okay, so Neo had those two relationships, right? And he kept cheating and cheating and cheating. Now he's got 3 girlfriends and they all know each other and they're all honest about it. And the comments was like, oh, he's gay, he's this. It was just, everybody was just going in and just disrespecting his truth. And he was this time doing it right because instead of lying and misleading the person that he was with, letting her think it's just you and me when it was her, him, and a bunch of people in the background. And the woman kept getting hurt. And, because he was lying and not living in his truth. Now that he's in his truth, which is,
hold on a second. Also, Shackle, please refrain from calling people names. Also, I'm gonna delete you or you're gonna get blocked. Please refrain from calling people name, okay?
What they call somebody? Did they call me a name?
A dog.
For what?
She called you a dog. I've deleted her message.
Oh, that's fine. You know what? I don't care. She called me what she wants. The thing of it is, I don't think like other people, and I'm okay with that.
I don't want the disrespectfulness in my chat.
Just because they don't understand and they think a certain way, so they go to that whole, disrespect.
They disagree with you, but don't do that name calling.
That's what they do. I'm trying to tell you. If you go to, like I told you, if you go to other pages and just look at how people talk, when they don't understand something, they go straight with the disrespect. Oh, you're such and such.
I'm not going to accept it in my channel.
And I understand what you're doing. Yeah, but I don't take offense to it because people always go to that because I need to live and think like you live and think, or is something wrong with me? Okay, what about I think you should live and think like how I think, or something's wrong with you? Does that even make sense? No. You think differently. I think differently. You was raised different. People are raised a certain way. People have different experiences what make you turn out to be a certain person. And that's why no 2 people is exact. No 2 people should think alike. No 2 people should live. Like there's no one way a person should live. I think everybody should just be honest and live how they want to live. If you're honest about it, then that's fine. You don't like how I live and how I move, that's fine. But when I close my eyes and I think about my whole past, I smile. I'm happy.
To people,
I'm happy. I had life experiences that I'm okay with.
No, she never called individual names. She did not. But you came in here calling her a dog. You can't do that.
That's fine.
Just this is something I just don't like in my chat. Period.
I'll be a dog. I'll be whatever you want me to be. Hey, it don't bother me.
With you, it's not a problem disagreeing. But when you start calling individual names,
but that's the mentality of them childish people that do that. How's your life? Live your life the way you want to live. Don't worry about how I live mine. And calling person, disrespectful things still doesn't make your mentality or your thought process right. And just like how Sylvia think, you should grow old and die with somebody. Not everybody think that way. There's nothing wrong with feeling that way if that's how you feel. But other people maybe want to die single.
I don't think anybody.
Everybody should be okay with somebody doing different from them.
Yeah.
The whole thing is just everybody being honest when they deal with people. If a person knows what they're dealing with and knows what it is, then nobody's getting hurt. You might get disappointed because you allowed yourself to fall for a person that you shouldn't have failed for. But outside of that, you're not, in your head thinking this, because he told you it's this, but actually it's really that. So long as it's honesty and transparency, I think everybody should just live how they want, and other people should just. This is what's so weird.
What?
With people today.
Mm-hmm.
You're okay with how life has changed and how you got people same sex in it, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
If that's considered to be okay and normal, you can't put anything on anything else, because that right there is some different stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when people are okay with that, and you got these gay preachers marrying gay preachers, and they bring it in the church, and all kind of stuff that's just crazy to me. That's just my opinion. Everybody's got one. But I'm not gonna on nobody because that's how they live, you know. If that's how you live and that's your happiness, go be happy. I just say my only thing is keep it away from children. Keep children innocent and keep children blind to adult behavior and adult activities. And that's my only thing with anything.
Mm-hmm.
Let a kid play and let a kid learn, and keep sex and sexual behavior out of their head.
Mm-hmm.
That is the problem I have with that. But other than that, if Johnny want to be with James, you know what I'm saying? And if Stella want to be with Susan, so when you got that out there, you can't talk about nothing, because that's the most different situation I've ever heard of. Because that's not the thing that we were brought up. Like we just, I like growing up, just never knew about that stuff. Just never knew anything like that existed
That's
at
so true.
all.
That is so
Didn't
true.
know. And looking back, I know a couple people that were gay, and I
Never
just
knew that.
didn't know back then that they were, because you just didn't know anything about people being gay.
Nope.
So
So true.
when the 90s came, and it came out, and I was like, what's that? And they were talking about, girls date girls. I'm like, no, why would they do that?
Uh-oh. Sonya, I think I stuck. Can y'all hear? Is it me or is it her? Guys? Is it me or is it her? Do you hear her? She's frozen. Let me boot her and she can come back in. Hold on. Her thing is messed up. Let me boot her and she come back in. I gotta boot her. Her thing got stuck. Okay. I'm gonna let her come back in. I thought it was me for a minute. Okay. CMT, what you still doing up? You supposed to be asleep, ma'am. I'm gonna wait for her to come back in. There she come. You got frozen.
I think my internet be acting up at night.
Oh, it's
Bootleg,
probably
no,
reset.
AT&T.
It's probably resetting.
No, but everybody's different, and a lot of people don't agree with it, which it's okay, but you just shouldn't be hateful towards somebody's choices in their life, whether it be this, that. If you don't understand it, then I guess you don't understand it. But everything ain't for everybody, and people need to realize that. Quit thinking like everything should be a cult. This is the way we should move. This is the way it should be. You should only do that. Now, one thing I do agree: women shouldn't have a high body count, because that's wear and tear on your body. Wear and tear, you know. And you don't want all that wear and tear. And the high mileage car has very low value. But outside of that, you know, protect yourself and keep it honest, and just live. Live however you want to live. You got one time around here. You don't get a second life. But whatever makes you happy, do it. Do it. And people stop judging other people's choices like it's or it's wrong. It's not wrong. If nobody's getting hurt, it's not wrong. And keep the kids innocent. That's all. That's what I say. But I could just be wrong. I'm kind of kooky. Girl, that was so good.
You sound like it was good. You was
So good.
chomping. You're chomping it down.
Yeah, I hadn't ate all day because I just sick. I had half of a salad and that cheesecake, but I was starving myself till I got home.
Yeah.
It was so good,
Glad you ate.
and I feel good, so I don't feel like my stomach, you know. No, when I was in the hospital, I used to just lay in the bed and just smile and just think about my past and be like, man, I had some fun. I had some fun.
You have no regrets, right?
No regrets. I mean, I did some shit I shouldn't have did as far as going to jail. But you know, can't take that back. But at the same time, it was, I think, something that had to happen for me to understand certain things about when people go to jail, especially when they go to jail and they're innocent. And
Question:
but
prior to you going to jail, were you very like judgmental over people that did stuff?
no,
Okay.
am I judgmental now?
No, I was just asking. Sometimes God allows us to go through certain things because we are so like judgmental over other people, and then when you experience
Mm-mm.
it, you have a different outlook on life about it.
The only thing that I gripe about is when they do all of this stuff to children. That's my biggest problem. Is when they put sexuality in front of kids. That whole you should be a boy instead of a girl and homosexual. You shouldn't even have that. Kids should not know anything about sex. Period. Like how I grew up,
Yeah,
Ricky and Lucy were in separate beds and they were married, and that's all we knew. And we didn't know
yeah,
nothing about sex, nothing about you can be gay, that's an option, like all of that. We were none of that. We knew nothing. All we knew was Bugs Bunny played and that person ran, and you know what I'm saying? It was just that's how kids should be, you know?
yeah.
And that's my only problem
They keep
with
their innocent. They can. We used to keep our innocent a long time.
that's it. Leave sex off the table till you get grown and then do whatever it is you want to do because you're grown. I just say keep it honest. If I meet a person and tell them, look, I want to do this, that, and that. And they be like, okay, I can deal with that. Which is easier sometimes in the beginning because nobody's in love. You know what I'm saying? It's just I like and I like. And that's cool. But when you get to I'm in love and you've been misled, that's when it's a huge problem. Because
Yeah,
I fell in love with you with the understanding that it was going to be just me and you told me of this and da. And now she's all in. And he should have just been honest in the beginning and said, you know, I want 4 girlfriends,
but maybe
and
that she wouldn't accept it, and he probably wanted.
that's fine because they're still at the like. He's not in love with her. He just like her. You get me? That should be something that should be said on the second date because nobody's all that hard in on the second date. Keep it honest. First date, keep it light. Second date, be very honest on, okay, we done met up again. Because you'd be surprised. A lot of second dates don't happen. I've been on a ton of first dates. Not many second dates, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you just keep it honest. And that way, okay, I'm not wasting my time on the third date. Oh yeah, that ain't for me. And the guy be like, fine, because
I
some
don't.
girl will accept that. Because there's a lot of girls out here that don't want to be locked down in a relationship. There's some that do, and there's some men that want it. You just gotta run into that person. And they say it on the dating app. What do you want? Something serious? A good time? They have that where you have that option to say, yeah, I just want a good time. Swipe right, you know. And then they got some that say, I'm looking for marriage. I want a wife. I wanna. I wanna. What's calling me? Is long hair don't care on here?
Yeah, yeah. She's on there.
Oh. Anyway,
What you drinking?
cran peach.
What was that?
Ocean spray.
Cran ocean spray. Okay.
It's bad for you, but it's really good.
I was gonna say cran apple, but you said cran peach.
I got her an apple in there too for the baby. Well, I give her this Natalie's orange juice, which is like $8 a bottle,
Hmm.
and because this will rot her teeth out. This juice is not because babies the way they drink and we know not to let things pass her teeth and stuff like that, but babies tend to, you know. So I give her water and orange juice. The the fresh squeeze. I know, right? So yeah, and fresh squeezed orange juice. What you doing up this late? Cause it's 11:45.
Because I told you I slept all day. I slept
Not
all day because I wasn't feeling well with my allergies.
not you. I was talking to somebody else.
Oh, oh yeah. Why are you up?
Usually to bed by 10.
Oh, they
She
must have
got
took.
grandma hours.
She might,
Anyway,
might have took a nap today.
it's Friday. She might have been outside. But yeah, but yeah, everybody should really just be a little less cult minded and think that you know what, if that's your happiness, live it because we're gonna die, and everybody should be happy while they're here. So do whatever makes you happy, and if you're honest, you ain't gonna hurt nobody. A man can't hurt me if he's completely honest. I know what I'm getting into. This is what it is. This is what we doing. Oh, okay, no problem, cool. And he was honest about it. It's the misleading and the lying that can crush a person. And you tell them on the second date. So I know what I'm signing up for. You know, you want three. Oh, you want three women? Okay. Because I went out with a guy who was like that when I was in my 20s, and I went to his house for dinner or whatever, and he told me I got two women that live here, and I need you to be the third. And I was like, ugh.
Would they all live with him?
They all lived with him, right? But they weren't there at the time. But he was just like, I want you to be third. And I was like, yeah, I can't do that. Because my mind was, I was on that, no, a man and a woman and you know what I'm saying? I was just really, but my dad used to always be in my head and kept saying a man could have as many women as he can afford. My father just kept saying it. And every dude he met, he just tell the dude, you can have as many women as you can afford. I'm sitting here like, oh, okay, that's my boyfriend. Like, for real. You telling him that? Like, and so they would smile like, I love your father, and I'd be like, well, why are you saying that? And I just had no understanding because I was just on that whole society thing of, no, it's supposed to be just you and her and that's it, and just do this, right? And I was just just locked into that mentality because I was never introduced to anything else that could be possible. So when you're just, it's red, it's red, it's red, it's red, it's red, when somebody say it's blue, it's a problem. You get me? Because it's just been taught this
Because
way.
you don't this
So as
way.
I got older and I got single, and then I met a couple guys who said, yeah, I don't want anything serious. I just want to, kick it. And they didn't, what they wanted to do was they wanted to have the benefits and not the responsibility of a situation, right?
Hmm.
They didn't want me coming to them for anything. I can't come to you because you're not my man type stuff. Or they want the freedom to move like they want to move.
Hmm.
And I agreed to it. Because again, it was like right in the very, very beginning, maybe the second date or first, whatever. And I was like, cool, that's what we doing. And he was like, yeah, da 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 da. That's fine, cool, let's do that. Nothing serious, whatever. Um,
So you don't think your feelings ever get caught up in it?
remember, I keep a wall up with everybody, even the ones that I claim as boyfriends and fiancés. I keep a wall up, even with the husband. I had a
Got
wall up.
okay.
Okay, so I never ever. No one gets my feelings. None. I said just my children. That's it. Right. I tried it once. It's not working. They're not. Mm-mm. So no. But then what happened was 6 months in, now he in love, talking about, yeah, I don't want you seeing nobody else and this, that.
So he
No.
caught feelings.
Right. See, he wasn't smart when he went into what he said. He brought this to my attention. And I said, okay, that's cool. That's what you want to do. You can do that. Because while I'm messing with you and now I'm only gonna have sex with one person. It ain't like I'm screwing everybody. Please understand that's not what I'm doing. There's only one person that's getting it, but I'm going out with whomever else I want to. You get me? Because you can date a person for 6 months and not give them anything. And you could date a person for 6 days and give them something. So, you can do that, right? But he caught feelings and I was still on the freedom flag.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't catch feelings because I don't, but I really didn't with him because he said this is what he wanted to do. So I made sure I'm really not going to like him like that. He cool as a friend. He could be my
So how did you
boy.
check? Okay. For question, how did you check your feelings and not get deep in there? Because the more you were involved with him intimately, weren't you getting closer and closer and closer, and you wanted something more?
No, no,
Okay.
no. So they say so it was cool with him because he was funny. He had a really good sense of humor. He always made me laugh, like cracked jokes all the time, all the time. And he was just funny, 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 funny. But the thing with him was, to this day, he's in the same place he was when I dated him when my daughter was 3. He was just a person that wasn't going nowhere and was just stuck in this, whatever it is he wanted to not be or whatever it is. But I didn't, because he wasn't my man. I never tried to help or encourage, because I've helped a couple of, serious relationships, because they were interested and open-minded and wanted to go somewhere and wanted to learn, yada, 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 yada. But he was just in this situation. So that was one reason why it was like, I was not going to allow myself to really like him, because I saw him not accomplishing anything other than the situation he was in, which was going out, getting drunk, and partying and cracking jokes. That was his thing, and it was fine, be that, because we're not serious anyway. But then he got psycho crazy, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And but I always tell people after I got shot, don't fall in love with me. Just like me. I don't want nobody to fall in love with me, because that's when the problems come. If you just like me, we're good. We're good. But don't fall in love, because I don't want the stuff that come with that. These guys ain't killing girls because they like them. You know, these girls ain't running over people because they like you. That's all love. All of that psychotic stuff. That's, I'm in love. That's what that is. They can keep that, because a lot of people don't know how to handle it. They don't know how to handle breakups. They don't know how to handle, I don't want you no more, because they all in, and they don't realize that a person can wake up and not want you. And you could be 10 years in, you could be 10 months in, and out of nowhere, a person could be like, I don't want to be with you. And you got to accept it, because you can't make somebody be with you. You got to live with that. A lot of people can't live with it, or can't see that person move on. That's a problem, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Now I got to take that person out. They can keep that. They can keep that. I don't want no parts of that stuff. I think that's another reason why I don't, because of that, that situation. I just feel like I'm good. Because after that, I had 2 other dudes try to out me after that dude.
What do you
So
mean
I
try
was
to out you? What do you mean?
try to take me out after the
Oh,
breakup.
no. Okay.
Yeah. So I was like, I'm good. We don't need to be together. We good. So that's one of my biggest reasons why I don't care to be in a relationship, because I don't want nobody falling in love. I don't want what come with that shit. I'm okay with like, I don't have a problem with somebody liking me. I just don't want nobody to love me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
That's what I learned from getting shot after a breakup.
Yeah.
That's what I learned. And then to see it, because you pay attention to what you can relate to. So you see a lot of people getting shot in all these relationships where these people are killing each other over breakups. And I'm looking at it like, that didn't go nowhere. It's people are still doing it, and it's crazy.
Well, I got a question for you. What would you tell your younger self about dealing in relationships now?
Now my younger self, I
Yeah,
learn from every situation, and that's every situation changes me. I learn from my not just my life, from but other people's stuff. When I see something going on with somebody else, I learn from that too, because that could be me. So I learn from everybody's situation, and it curves me to be a certain way, and that's just where. And then you just gotta be, you gotta willing to accept and be happy with it, and want what makes sense. Don't want something that you is unattainable, and that's, you know what I'm saying.
yeah.
And it's crazy. And the thing with most of these females gotta realize when they be trying to get ballers and the money makers and date that guy with it's you and 20, 30 other women out after that one guy, because there's not that many out there. And it's a lot of girls, so it's a lot of competition. You need to go get the guy who is making just enough money, and everybody ain't chasing him, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Because when that guy getting all that attention, some guys don't know how to be like, no, you know, some guys be like, oh, call me, you know what I'm saying? So it's you and a flock of chicks. And a lot of girls want to be the only one. Most girls, because that's society. They teach you, you know, it's only supposed to be you and that one person, when it should be just honesty. You know, if you want 14 girlfriends and you honest and she okay with it, lighten the load, less pressure. She cool, you know, she see you once a week. You know what I'm saying? But you treat her like she's the only one,
Yeah.
and never tell the other girl what you doing for the other. Well, what you got to do is you got to do the same thing for all the girls, because one
Well,
gets jealous.
suppose
Like
they.
children, you know how you buy one toy, you got to buy five.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. If you got five girlfriends, you got to buy all five of them the same thing at all times. If you buy one a car, you got to buy five cars. One a bracelet, you got to buy five bracelets. I had a guy I dated, and everything he did for me, his mother wanted one. And I'm sitting here like, you're the mother. What do we bought me a diamond bracelet? I want one. I'm sitting here like, what? What do we do? What? Like, you're his mother. Ask her what you want, but don't every time he buy me something, you want that. That was crazy to me. I was like, that don't even make sense, you know? And that was the last mother I dealt with too. I was like, I don't want to meet nobody else's mother. I'm good. But yeah, that's
Yeah.
cool. If you, that's what my father said. If you can afford, date as many as you can afford. If you can afford five women equally,
Well, most of them can't afford to have that many
that's what
women.
my father said. Have as many as you can afford. If you can take care of one girl good, then have one. If you can take care of two, have two. But in most cultures, men date a lot of women, except for over here, and I think Canada and maybe the UK, but most other cultures, they have five or more women. Africa, Muslim culture, whatever, they have that, and that's because by nature, men aren't supposed to be with one. That's just what it is, you know. But women have a jealousy thing, and it's always a competition. Well, what you do for her? You know, that's why I say whatever you do for that one, you got to do for all equally. And that way it's no problem. But then, and then you never let them really see each other. You never let them see each other because they're going to always think, oh, will she look better than me? Or da 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 da. It's going to be that. It's always going to be something because women, you know.
Yeah.
So the thing with Neil, I'm like, oh, but they all kind of look alike. So it's like, okay, they all look alike. So that should be cool. But as long as he get everybody the same thing, whenever he buy one something, he buy three, then he should be good, you know, as far as, and then he got to spend time equally. So it's low. So it's because it can be a headache too. That dealing with the three could be a headache because some guys can't deal with one, you know, but it's just a way you got to manage it. But you got to manage it like children. When the children see somebody got a toy, you got to buy them all a toy. You know, you can't do one for one child and everybody see it and you not take care of the rest equally. Same thing when you got multiple situations. But a lot of people just think that's a problem, you know, ooh, they frown upon it. But it's because you're taught that that's not right. But as long as a person's okay with it, then it's not wrong. It's not. If homosexuality is accepted, then you cannot frown upon anything else because that was supposed to be in the Bible where you were not supposed to do that. right? You know, I didn't read the Bible, but I heard it was in there. But if you can accept that and be okay with that, then you can't frown upon anything else unless it has something to do with children. That's where it should never touch, ever. There's no exception. Should never ever touch the children. Their minds or physically should never ever 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 touch the children. But anything else as an adult, if you can accept that, nothing's off the table. Nothing's off the table. If a man want to have 14 girlfriends, he should have 14 girlfriends. If Bob and Bob can be together, nothing's off the table. And that's just my opinion. Somebody else may think something differently. And that's okay, because you should think differently, because you're not me. You know, not saying I'm right. That's just my opinion. And that's how I look at it. Because that right there is a pill to swallow. Because when I found out about that stuff, I was like, what? I was grown, you know, I wasn't a kid, so I was just really understanding that, what, you know, so it was just weird to me that, you know, people did that. And, you know, that was a thing. And that was in the 90s when I found out about that, you know, going to a party and I seen it and I was like, just see that? And I
Yeah.
saw it. Huh?
No, no, I was just saying, yeah.
Yeah, I saw it and I was just like thrown. Like, you know, I was just fucking thrown. You know, and I just had to find out what was that and why, what, like, you know, where the hell we at? You know, why are people doing that? I just, I was like 25 or something like that. I was, you know what I'm saying? I was up there. I was, you know, so I was just like completely blindsided and didn't know nothing about that type of life. Didn't look at it like, oh, you know, they're dirty, da da da. Didn't think that though. You get me how like I'm a dog because I live like this and you don't live like that, so I'm a dog. I didn't
Mhm.
think like that. I just thought, wow, people are doing that, you know? And I
Yeah.
just left it at, I just thought that was just like, but I didn't think, ooh, you know, slime of the earth, da 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 da, you know. I just was like, keep it away from the kids, you know? Don't let my daughter see it. That's the only thing I care about, you know? When she get in the car, we turn on the radio. She can't listen to NWA. She can't listen. You know what I'm saying? She can't watch certain things. She can't listen to certain things. Same thing with the baby over here. I listen to old love music. I do not play new rap anything for this child. She cannot listen to none of that. None of that. Yeah, VH1 stuff, no
Mhm.
love and hip, none of that stuff. She's not she gonna live her life like she is raised in the 80s. That's it. You know, she's not about to be exposed to none of that garbage that they got out here for us at all. She's not going to turn out ratchet. And that's just, you know, and when she get grown and she get the surprise of her life, like I did, you know what I'm saying? And then she'll have a clear understanding that, you know, instead of throwing it down a kid's throat now, saying, you know, you could be with a boy and a girl. And they be, oh, for real? You know, and a kid, you know, oh, okay, you know, but an adult is gonna think, you know, if you go your whole life and then once you get 25 and you find out this is what they're doing, you're gonna think a little bit differently than that child that's 5 and you throwing that at a child, like, you know, you could be with Timmy or Susan. And they like, really? You know, you got 2 daddies, or your daddy and your mommy can be men, you know. Child is like, you
Yeah.
know, shouldn't be having that conversation with a kid. Here, go play. What you learn in school today? That's it. You know, you hungry? That's it. That's the extent of a conversation. You know, be respectful, be mindful. Teach them how to cook, teach them how to clean, teach them how to be respectful, and that's it. That's it. Nothing else. They shouldn't know nothing about no sexy red. You know, none of them songs. They shouldn't know about weed. You know, they shouldn't know about. I didn't know about weed, alcohol, cigarette. I didn't know about none of that stuff till I got in high school. My parents kept everything from us. They didn't drink or smoke or do anything. But I didn't know nothing about drugs, drug addicts, cigarettes, nothing till I got in high school. Because in Shaker Heights, you could smoke. They allowed the students to smoke. That's how old I am, right? Back in the day. But and then that's when I was like, oh, what is that? Cigarette. It was a cigarette, Innocence. I don't have that. These kids be knowing stuff at 5. Should be crazy. Grow up too fast. Ruin them. But I just say everybody live your life honestly and just keep it away from the kids. Don't expose the kids to nothing. You want to sleep? Because you do this to me every time. Are you asleep?
Nope.
You a lie.
I'm not. I'm listening to you.
Sylvia be falling asleep on me on the phone.
Sleep.
Oh my God, she fell asleep on me like I'm telling her a bedtime story. I'll be going in just talking, and she be on the other end. I'd be like, Sylvia, and she be just out, gone, sleep, slobbing.
I am not asleep. How am I asleep when I'm listening?
I don't know. You turned your camera off. What's that about? Because you had your pajamas on when the camera was on. Are you in some type? Are you a type of? You done took your shirt off? You got comfortable? Took the bra off?
I got a tank top on.
You know how they take the bra off and get.
Yeah, I got a tank top on. That's why I didn't want to.
Supposed to always wear a bra. The doctors tell you you're supposed to always wear a bra. Sleep in a bra. Always, unless you're showering, you're supposed to always support the weight of your boobs, because the skin is going to give, and you're gonna have long titties.
Well, let me have long titties because
you're gonna have long. If you're trying to date a man, you do not want to have long titties.
Man, he should know I'm almost 60.
No, it's some 60-year-old with perky titties.
Drop down. Hanging balloons, you know that, right? He's gonna get some drop down hanging balloons.
Oh, you better get some cute bras and just have your bra on at all times.
Look, that's why I don't date a 22-year-old. You do, I don't.
It's some old men. Let me tell you, because I'm old and I like a nice body. Shoot, I don't want nobody falling apart, and I gotta look at him and be like, Pawpaw.
We're going to be falling apart.
I don't want that. Because if I got my stuff together, you need to have your stuff together. It's some men out here with some. It's some 60-year-old, 65-year-old, 70-year-old men with some nice ass bodies. Ain't that many of them, but it's some out there. I done seen some nice elderly dudes, but no, I don't date them. But I've seen some nice ones. With some nice arms. They might have like a little pot belly, but long if their arms is nice and their shoulders is nice, and it's just that's the weight is just in their stomach, and it's not a hanging, flapping stomach.
Date or marry a worm.
You want to marry a worm?
He does. She says she don't. Not too much.
Yeah, you do just
for me, because they said old men give you worms.
Well, you can be with them. I guess just don't do it to them. Yeah. I don't know. I'm down alone, so I'm okay with that. You know what I'm saying? I had my share of situations and stuff for a lifetime. That food was good. I had a good day today, and I'm not sick. I'm not feeling no type of way. I am psyched for that. What you doing tomorrow? You going to church?
Yes, I am.
Are you? What time? It's 12 o'clock. What time are you going?
My regular time. Somebody called me. Wait a minute. Some private number called me.
They called you.
10:05.
We could do lunch after church. I need to sleep in. What I want to do is I want to go through my closet and clean and downsize my closet and just get rid of everything in my closet.
So what are you getting rid of everything for your move?
Sometimes I just be in this mood where I just want to get rid of everything and then, start anew. So
shopping again.
Because the thing of it is what's the point in housing stuff that you're never going to wear? Just to look at it. If it's stuff in there that I know I'll never wear again. So why am I housing it? I should just donate it. So I'm just going to donate the bulk of my shoes and the bulk of my clothes. And I wish I knew it because, I'm a kid size. So I wish I knew a teenager that could take it, because I do shop at stores that my granddaughter and they friends be, because my granddaughter be in my clothes all the time. So, I dress kind of young. Um, and So I wish I knew a kid that was like in need. I could just give that was my size. I could just be like, here, take all of this stuff. But I'm gonna just take it to the homeless shelter. I'm not gonna take it to Goodwill. They be selling that stuff,
And they sell it high too. That stuff be
I'm not about to give that man none of my money. I'm gonna just take it to it's a homeless shelter in between me and my daughter's house, and I'm gonna just take it there and just that's what I'm gonna do. Just get rid of all my stuff and just take it there and start small. I am moving, so yes, I do that when I'm about to move, and because I am moving back to Miami, I do need to really, because I'm not going to need the boots and the winter clothes and the winter coats. I'm not going to need none of that stuff because I'm not coming back here. Definitely not in the winter. And if I come up here, it'd just be for like a visit, and it's going to be hot, so I don't need winter clothes anymore. So I'm gonna just get rid of the bulk of my stuff and that away. Because you want to pay for that stuff too. You paying for the walk-in closet, and you paying for the truck to carry all of this stuff. I mean, big ass U-Haul, and it's just gonna go right back in my closet. I'm never gonna touch it. It's just gonna sit in there.
You got a lot of stuff that you never touch in your closet.
Stuff that I've worn that I know I'm not gonna wear again. Let's say that. I'm just not gonna wear it again. Because every season change because the styles change, right? So it's like, okay, now they're doing this now, da 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 da. So I'll be like, okay, so whatever I wore last season, I know I'm not gonna wear this season. So why you carry it to the next place? I'm not wearing. I'm going to
That's true.
every season. So I know every season so why would I, you know what I'm saying? Why I'm going to house it and carry it. I don't need to walk through and be like, oh, look at all my shoes and my, you know what I'm saying? Just to say, look at all this stuff that I'm just housing and paying for all of this, apartment for. And I'm never going to wear that crap again. It's just in my closet. Furniture too. Same thing with furniture. If I don't need it, why am I paying to house it? That's money out the window. It's just money you're not getting back. And the older you are, the less money you want to blow. Because nobody's trying to be out here, working extra hard at 60. I didn't mind in my 20s and 30s blowing it and you know what I'm saying, and all of that. But as you get older, you be sitting there like, one thing I said I never want to be, which I'm not going to be, which is the person that, just gave up and just started looking a hot mess. Because a lot of women, because it is tiring always trying to figure out hair and this and that. And I tell my granddaughter that, I said, you don't understand how tiring it is for women, because women have to reinvent themselves, especially when you're in a relationship with somebody, a long-term relationship. You have to keep this is a conversation. Why do most married women tend to look like they gave up 2, 3, 4, 5 years in the relationship? I be looking at married women and I be like, she married, and then you look, and then they be like, and so my boss that I had, he came into work and he was looking all scraggly and whatnot. And his wife always looked good. She always maintained her look. She's always cute, right? But he just be like looking like, and I be sitting there. So I asked him, I said, why don't you at the barbershop every week? Because he can't grow hair, but he needs to, and he always just let it grow however it's going to grow. And then once every other week, he would just clean himself up. And he was like, what? I'm married. I'm like, all the more reason. You're married. She has to look at you every day. You need to look good for her. Just like you looking at her every day. She needs to look good for you. You're not single. I said, I can look like shit because I'm not going home impressing nobody. Nobody has to see me every day. So the single person can look like shit because I'm single. But when you're married, you need to make sure your spouse is attracted to you at all times, that he's looking at you like, yeah, I made a good decision with that one. 30 years in, 10 years in, 5 years in. It's not get married and get comfortable and be like, I'll comb my hair next week. I'm married. He be all right. And then he looking at you like, oh my God, you know, or you looking at him like, why do you smell, you know? And that right there has always confused me about married people. Some, because not all do it. But why would you get married and then just let yourself go when you got somebody that you need to maintain? The same way the first year you was, you know, how you was moving, you need to run that way the same every freaking year. However you was moving that first year when y'all was together and you was trying to get this person, that's the same way you need to be. Unless you're sick, you need to be like that. Him and her both should not be a hot mess of a married couple or a woman that just, you know, my mother, 5 kids in, snatched. She went to the gym, and this is the 70s. She went to the gym after every kid. She's a size 3 to this day. She's in her freaking late 70s. After 5 children, she never let herself go. She always maintained her looks. Always, you know, even if it was just jeans and t-shirt, she made sure her stomach was snatched, her arms was, you know what I'm saying, and her hair was done. Always. She never ever. And to me, I always just thought that's marriage. Make sure you look good. Snatch back after every kid, you know.
Yeah.
She had 5 kids under the age of 6, you know, back to back to back to back to back. Before she was 27, she had 5 kids. But after that, she's always had a waist. She's always a size 3. And she's like 5'3". She's a short, but not too short a person. She just always, you know what I'm saying? And I just always looked at married women like, why aren't they all like trying to be the hottest thing in the house? You know? And that's why I would never let a guy come to my house and see me look a certain way ever. Like if I'm washing my hair and all that stuff, no, you can't come over because I look a mess. You're not going to see me like that, you know? And then if we live together, you know, of course he got to see me wash my hair, but I'm never going to be more than that moment of looking a mess because I'm going to do what I got to do to look good in the house, you know, not dressed up and all that type of stuff, but just, you know what I'm saying, look naturally good in the house and then put some clothes on when it's time to go out. But I'm just not going to ever be in a relationship and he looking at me like, man, what was I thinking when I got her number? You know, that because that's how I look at guys. I be like, man, you better stay the same. You know what I'm saying? Don't fall apart on me because I don't play that. You need to look as good as you looked the moment I met you. And I'm honest. I'm very verbal about that because I'm gotta look good. You know, however you was when I you better try to stay closest to that look. Keep that body like that. Keep dressing like that. Keep smelling like that. Do not let yourself go just because we in a relationship. Because I will drop you. I'm just that shallow. I will drop you. I will leave you alone. I have to be attracted to you. That's just what it is. And I'm gonna make sure you are attracted to me as well. I'm not gonna look like shit and be like, you gotta look good. Did you fall asleep yet?
No.
What? That's just me though. That's just so that was just something I had talked to my boss about like 20 years ago. Cause his office was next to the guy he's a part owner of the Cavaliers. Because he used to be a lawyer for Quicken Loans. And when Quicken Loans bought the Cavaliers and the stadium and stuff. And so he was married. I used to crush on him until I found out he was married. And I was like, oh, he got a wife. But he had a hot ass wife, right? And as he should, because he was a millionaire, right? But he was just a sweet person, just a nice guy. And so his wife was one of them like bad, you know, chicks, blondes or whatever. She was nice, you know. And then I was talking to Ron, and I was like, just telling, like, every time I see a married woman, they always look a mess. I said, just go out and just look at every woman with a ring and just, you know, tell me if I'm wrong. And he came back like a week later, like, yeah, it'd be a lot of women with rings that be looking out like I said, they don't look like her to the girl next door, right? I said, they don't look like her. She had boobs, you know, and all of that. But then, you know, even though she had the money to maintain a certain expensive look, there's still an average look that you still can maintain and look just as good. You know, you don't have to be in the money, you know. And that's when it was expensive to have surgeries because that was 22 years ago. Now you can get your body and all that stuff, everything done for under $10,000. So it's not hard to go that route, I guess. But just stay in the gym. Eat right and stay in the gym. But just know you got a man that he needs to be attracted to you, and the woman needs to be attracted to you as well. Don't let yourself go once you lock it in with a ring and think, I got him now. No, you don't, because there's such thing as divorce. There's such thing as he cheated, but you let yourself go and you expect him to be as attracted or as into you as he was the first year. And then you got to think about, now he know your true attitude on top of that. So now you unattractive and your attitude is stank. Now he miserable. Or you miserable because his attitude stank and this dude done got fat.
You can't really get fat.
If he was fine and built and that, it's different. You can marry somebody sick because you like sick. I know some people that like sick. You get me? I'm saying if you met a person a certain way and they either got too skinny or got too big, they completely changed themselves drastically without it being a medical situation from the time you met them. And it wasn't children, because sometimes women have kids and can't go back. Some women can bounce back, but a lot of women say they can't bounce back, and I don't know if that's true. But in China, ain't nobody thick over there. So, and a lot of them got babies. So I don't know why is it that, or Japan. It's in Japan, everybody's skinny. Why is a whole country skinny? And then they're trying to say that, but we know it's our food over here that keep us with all the preservatives and all the crap that's in it, unhealthy. All right, we're going to bed now because it is 12:30 at night.
Yes, it is.
I'm about to and you gotta go to church tomorrow.
Yes, guys. Well, Gary, happy Easter to all the folks.
Oh, it's Easter. Okay, is that resurrection? Right.
Resurrection. Happy resurrection. Well, I can't even say the word.
Resurrection. You suck as a Christian. Okay. Oh, so it's supposed to be really like today's an important church day, right?
Mm-hmm.
All the stores are closed too. Everything closes on Easter. Do I need to go somewhere? Everything's closed on Easter. I forgot about that. Yeah, it's a big holiday. Your daughter going with you?
Of course.
Okay. See, well, yeah. What are you wearing? You got a special outfit for the holiday?
Or no? Easter outfit stuff.
Huh?
I don't do Easter outfit stuff. That's for kids.
Oh, okay. Okay, I don't know. I thought that was just a big thing, though. People like really do it up for that day. That day and Christmas, right?
Mm-hmm. So good. What are you doing now?
Putting the leftovers in the pan so I can eat this tomorrow.
You put it up? Oh, okay.
And so hopefully tomorrow. And I didn't really make a lot because I only cut up one potato and half a bag of green beans, and then I put some chicken broth in it, and then I put the seasoning, and then I just let it cook, and that turned out pretty good. I used onions earlier this week, but I didn't put no onions in it this time. And then I got this Jack Daniel's pulled chicken.
Oh, okay. I thought you had pulled pork.
I don't eat pork. And I've never had it before. That stuff is good, especially with the potatoes. And it only took me 10 minutes to prep it.
Oh, okay.
Cut the potato, and that was it. Everything else was simple. And that's dinner after a long day in the streets. You know what I'm saying? Because I was going to go to JJ Fish and get some wings and fries, but then I was like,
I like they wings, man. I like that.
Their wings are so good, and I'm so afraid to ask what they fry it in because Harold's fry their chicken in lard, and I can't eat that. And their stuff is good, and it's pork.
But JJ's, I think they Muslim.
They're out of Chicago. I don't know.
No, I think they're Muslim because
if they are, then. But do they sell pork at all in that store? If they do, then they're not.
They only do fish and
chicken and gizzards.
Yeah, they don't do nothing.
And liver. Yeah. Well, then if they don't have any pork on the menu, then it's possible.
Because most of them are Muslim. Because I used to go in there because my friend Hassan, he's the one helped build them here in Georgia. And
well, okay then.
From Chicago.
Lincoln. I want to go to the mosque.
And okay, get off the live now because I'm gonna get myself together and go to bed.
Take a picture. Let me see you. Or call me tomorrow. We can go to lunch if you want to after church.
Okay.
You can meet me in the same area, and I'll throw something on and go meet you, and we can go to lunch. We could go to lunch.
Good night, everybody. Good night.
Sorry for rambling. You know me, I be rambling.
All right.
Rambling.
Ramble because now
Look at that thing I sent you about that guy who just got arrested and his bond is only $20,000.
Oh, don't tell me.
Yes, and he's a youth pastor.
The one that
and he got 6 of CP. No, he's got 6 images of CP, and they gave him a $20,000. Fulton County gave him a $20,000 bond on each one.
Wow.
And this was a week ago.
You see how they did?
A month ago.
You see how they do it?
Wow. $20,000 bond for each image, and he has 6 images, and he is a youth pastor, meaning he's around children. That ain't his. And they gave him a $20,000 bond. Where so they gave a $200,000 bond on each, with no prior.
Wow.
Do you understand? And his arrest is out of Roswell. His arrest is out of Roswell, and he's in Fulton County with a $20,000 bond. And Nelson got a $200,000 bond.
Wow, y'all.
Do you understand the bullshit I'm talking about? This is a youth pastor.
I'm looking at what you said now. Wow.
Yeah. It went on the news and everything. Yeah. So explain that to me, Fulton County. And they always try to say, and here we go, because I'm gonna say it, you just a white guy, but the DA is black, but they giving him that little light, but you do your own people. So just because you voting in our people don't mean they looking out for our people, because it don't make sense why they did that.
Wow.
You should have got the same bond.
Wow, that's so sad, y'all.
Should have got the same bond. That's all I'm saying.
And he got accused of doing that to children in the
at the church.
At the church.
He's a youth pastor. And this was March 14th, last month that this happened. And then the dentist. Remember I told you about the dentist? Or you told me about the dentist? He was a pediatric dentist, and he had 120 images of child pornography.
Yep.
And they gave him a $100,000 bond on all of it.
Yep. He got a bond, 100,000.
He got 100,000 for 124 images.
Yep.
How does that make sense? And he's a pediatric dentist, meaning he's all in kids' mouth without the parents around. Yeah, make it make sense. And that was Fulton County. But he went federal with his case, but it's still Fulton County.
Yep.
So he wasn't.
All right, that's my live now. Good night, everybody. Okay, because she's gonna keep going, y'all. She's gonna keep talking.
You already know. There for
night.
Bye.
Thank you for watching the infamous Sylvia channel, where laughter and fun make up our panel. Together we build this digital spree. We appreciate you and our growing family. With mods by our side and chat flowing free in this online space. It's just you and me, we laugh until tears roll down like the rain. In this virtual world, you ease all my pains. We're a family, not just a show. Every click and comment makes us grow. Mods and chat, keeping the vibe so right. Together we shine like stars in the night. We cherish the moments, the highs and lows, from the latest gossip to stories untold. You're more than a viewer, you're part of the crew in this space of ours. It's all because of you. This digital world where emotion is shared, every post and reaction showing we care. The love is real in this virtual domain. With every sign, enjoys what we'll gain. We're a family, not just a show. Every click and comment makes us grow. Mars in check, keeping the vibe so right. Together we shine like stars in the night. We're a family, not just a show. Every click and comment makes us grow. Mars in check, keeping the vibe so right. Together we shine like stars in the night. This digital world where emotion is shared, every post and reaction showing we care. The love is real in this virtual domain. With every sign, enjoys what we'll gain. We're a family, not just a show. Every click